So, really big welcome, everyone. And as you've all probably realised, hello, Katri. Thank you. Lovely. Thanks for the heart. As you probably realised, if you've been listening to the introductions, that, there's someone from all around the world, Europe and UK, obviously, America, Canada, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan. No one from Australia or South America. We do have members of Angelic Reiki in those two countries, but unless I've missed somebody, if I have, please tell me. Then, yeah, that was it. But nevertheless, absolutely, this energy is circling the world. So, yeah, invite you to really take note of that. Understand that what we're holding together is being grounded by each of you, and it does go all round the world. We do actually have, I think it's 3 master teachers in Russia. And I don't know whether they don't get the message or there's some issue joining, but just to let you know that we do have master teachers. I think it's 27 countries, so it's wonderful. So a very big welcome to all of you. Going to start by opening up the space. Now, this opening up of the space is part of Angelic Reiki. It's part of the start of every meditation, the start of every workshop day, the start of each healing session. The dedication and opening up of the space is very particular. I know all of you will have your own way of cleansing a space, of using incense, candles, etc. My question is, when you've cleared that, what are you putting in place? Okay, you clear something, and unless you fill it, there's a space for something to just join you. So it's not about just cleansing, it's about dedicating. And that is why the Angelic Reiki opening and dedicating of the space is as it is. It also, through the axitonal alignment, connects everybody to their multidimensional selves. Just imagine it. Yes, there's you that sat here, and you will have looked in the mirror sometime and you've seen this representation. But that's all you are, a representation of the divine, and only a 12th of it. You have to have a presence, a conscious presence on every level of reality. And the axitonal alignment connects that. And the great invocation is our mission statement. Okay, I had a couple of emails saying that they weren't sure where they could find the great invocation. It's in every manual and needs to be the start of every session. Okay, so just wanted to tell you that that's how we're going to start now, and invite you to make sure that is how every Angelic Reiki session. So I'm actually going to have the great invocation. I hope I can do it nice and slickly as a screen share when we actually come to it. But if I can ask everyone please to allow your eyes to close. Now, I invite you not to think that you're going to do something special. that this opening up of the space, whatever we do, is not something, it's actually, the ideal is that it's actually part of everyday life. Because life is a spiritual journey. There isn't something separate. Like, I'm doing cooking. I'm working on the computer. Whatever we might do during a day. There isn't our normal life and a spiritual life. Spiritual life is normal. And normal life is spiritual. So, dedicating a space, I invite you to have it as a natural part of your day. It doesn't have to be the whole of the angelic Reiki, what we do in angelic Reiki workshop or healing. It just needs to be an intention. So I invite you that the next time you sit down at your computer, you just quietly say, I dedicate this computer and this time to the most perfect emails that I could possibly write. I dedicate this kitchen to the best food I can cook. It's a way of life, not something separate. But we have a very special one when we're doing something particular with a particular intention, like coming together together as a group. So please, I invite you to just listen, and then I will share the screen for the Great Invocation, which is written in English and Chinese. If you wish to, read it with me or not, it's up to you. And I invite you also not to just passively listen to me, but for you to make it your own. And when I say, I call forth and invoke, I invite you, for you to do that, for you in your space. Not just listening to me in a far off land. Take charge of your space. Do the work. Make your space what you want it to be. Don't give your power away to me. Okay. I call forth and invoke the planetary and cosmic spiritual hierarchy to establish and activate a gigantic ascension column in this room. I ask that it be connected to a gigantic pillar of light and to our individual and the group planetary and cosmic antakarana. That's the light tube that connects us with our monad and higher self. I call forth and invoke the Lord Melchizedek, the Mahatma and Metatron to bring down a platinum net through me, this room and this building. Platinum is the highest frequency colour available to Earth and very cleansing. The only higher frequency is the clear light of the divine, which has no colour. The platinum net will clear us individually and as a group of all inappropriate, negative and imbalanced energies on all levels. I call now again to planetary and cosmic spiritual hierarchy and ask for an axitonal alignment. This aligns the acupressure points or spin points on every level of your existence. In that moment, you can be aware of your multidimensional self. And it will balance all meridians and instantly align your energy with the divine. You already are divine. So it's about finding you on all levels and the consciousness of the spiritual hierarchy. I now call to the spiritual hierarchy and inner plane ascended masters to anchor and activate the gold and white ascension flame. I invite you to visualize that. The source of this flame is the spiritual ashram of Serapis Bay, which is in Luxor Temple in Egypt. If you wish, you can ask for a permanent anchoring of that flame. I also like to honour this earth, and I invoke the energy of the East, the sun rising, new beginnings, wisdom, enlightenment. The colour is yellow. The medicine animal is ego, and the quality is consciousness. I invoke Great Spirit of the South. The associated archangel is Michael. For the East, it's Raphael. For Michael, it is the South. Effulgence, abundance, light and celebration. The colour is orange, the element is fire. Medicine animal is lion. I invoke the West, Great Spirit of the West, through the Archangel Gabriel. The West is it's about emotions, it's about going into the subconscious, the dark, the end of the day. The colour is midnight purple, and the element is water, and the medicine animals are whale and mouse. I invoke Great Spirit of the North through the Archangels Uriel and Sandalphon. The gifts of the North, it's the element of earth, and the earth gives us our body, our food, and our homes. It nurtures and sustains us. The medicine animal is mountain bear. The colours are citrine yellow, olive green, russet red and black. And invite you to allow the energies of these directions into your life. I'm now going to say the soul mantra, and this is your affirmation. I invite you to feel and really listen to what this means. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. I am the monad. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. I invoke the energy of the Archangel Michael, and I invite each of you to see a golden dome of protection around you, your room and your building. The Archangel Michael serves on the first ray. The function, the purpose, is protection and transmutation. This is not about defending yourself from external forces. It's about transmuting. It's not that there's something bad out there that we need to defend ourselves from. Now going to share the great invocation. It's our affirmation. From the point of light that I am, I let light stream forth from the mind of God. Earth radiates with light. From the point of love within the heart of God, I let love stream from my heart. I am the Christed soul on earth. From my centre, where the will of God is known, I let the purpose which all masters know and serve, from the centre of the divine human race, I let the plan of love and light work out. My love seals the door where evil dwells. I am the light and love and power, living God's plan on earth. When we open our eyes, we're simply embracing another sensation. Nothing changes. It seems as if it does because we focus on what we can see. But nothing has changed. So I invite you to allow your eyes to open. So I want to actually share a few things with you before we do the meditation, because the meditation will very much lead from the points and that I'm going to bring up and share. First of all, the challenge is that everybody here, what you know and what your understanding is of the human and world situation will be very different. And I'm going to present it from a wisdom point of view. I may see things that are new to you. I may say things that are controversial. And I simply ask, sorry, I'm just muting everyone and making sure that's done, if I say something that you think is incorrect, great, that's fine. I'm really pleased. You know, you don't have to agree with me. I'm not a dictator. There's enough of those in the world. You don't need me as well. Okay? So, but look into, you know, honour what you feel is true. But make sure you know why you think what you think. Okay? That you've investigated. I only know what I know because I've doubted what I know. And it has to be proved to me. I don't take things without proving them to myself. My wisdom is my wisdom. It's true for me. I invite you to make sure that your wisdom, what you think is true for you. And so everything is cycles. You wake up and you go to sleep. You breathe in and you breathe out. You're born and you die. The sun comes up and the sun goes down. The galaxy, the stars that we see, move. Everything is in cycles. And cycles have natures. If we're breathing in, the start of an in-breath feels different to what a full in-breath feels like. If you hold your breath out and hold your breath, it feels different. Every part of a cycle feels different. It's got different qualities. That is true of our lives. You have learnt to walk and you're not wetting your nappy anymore. Okay? You've come to another phase of your life. You're not laid, you can, you can do most things. And then as you get older and older, certain things become more difficult. Walking can become more difficult. So a cycle embraces many qualities. And there are big cycles within little cycles and bigger cycles within cycles. That's how it is. Humans and this earth are coming to the end of a cycle. This is documented in many places, in people that hold the wisdom and the knowledge. It's in the Mayan calendar. It's in American Indian truth. It's in the Vedas. It's in the Tao Te Ching. It's in everything. It's a principle. And we're coming to the end of a massive cycle. Massive, something that's very big, that is coming to an end, is messy. It's chaos. You don't know what's going to happen next. Imagine living in a building. You'd built this building and it had served you for a long, long time. Then it started to fall down. The door fell off. The roof started to crumble. It's frightening. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. It's unpredictable. When will the roof fall in? When will I not have a kitchen? When will the cooker stop working? So the state of the earth and humanity at the moment is no one's fault. It's how it is. Okay? It's just how it is. This is what happens. When something is coming to an end, it ends. And people, and all sorts of things happen. So I invite you to embrace this bigger picture. And then if we zoom in, we then have our lives. It's not easy. Now, those that have ruled this earth, whether we go back to I can't remember their name now, going back 14,000 years, whether we talk about then, whether we talk about the rise of the Greek power, whether we talk about the rise of different powers within China, whether we talk about the Roman Empire. Everywhere has gone through its own cycle, and everywhere, if we look at our human history or what we know of it, I think you will agree with me that it's not been kind, it's not been fair, and it's not been okay. It's not okay that a large number of people on this earth have not enough to eat. It's not okay that people are being killed. It's not okay. Whatever might be not okay in your life, but that's how it is. And the reason that it's not that one of the reasons that we can have that it's not okay is we can search for something that is okay. But part of this not being okay has been a energy, a force, a group of beings that have actually not liked us. I'm sure you can remember at school who was the best person in the class, who was teacher's favourite, who was, you know, the good whatever. And how there was somebody who was jealous. And somebody who was cruel. And the bully. Because humans, true humans, are very sensitive, very creative, very loving, but very fragile. They're very sensitive, and our sensitiveness is a gift and a problem. We can easily be bullied, and we have been bullied on earth for a long time. I remember somebody telling me, oh, I don't know, about 20 years ago, and it was hard to believe. But now I can see it, and now I can believe it. What they told me was that it is not fair, it is not normal to have to pay for anything you need to live on this earth. And I'm sure you don't quite understand how that could be. Who's going to bring my food? Who's going to, you know? We have been kept poor. You have been kept poor by bullies on this earth. And money is one of the most powerful things on this earth. Take away your money and you feel vulnerable. You can't pay for your food. You can't pay for your home. It is, whatever we want to think of money, it's a very powerful thing. And what I have to tell you, for the first time in thousands and thousands of years, those bullies have lost their power. The banks have collapsed. Now you might understand what that means, you might not understand what that means, but it means that the evil way of creating debt and keeping you poor has collapsed. So if you've been hearing things like, you know, the light, we want the light to win, etc., etc., it has won. Okay, so this cycle, we come through the hardest part of it in a way, and it is ending, and it's not, and the breaking down of things will go on in 2026. The challenge has always been, how do we want to react to whatever is going on? And it's always been up to us, and it's always been important and vital. But perhaps now it is more important than ever before, because the power over you has gone. It's now up to you, more freely and more ably and powerfully than before to create the life you want. Now, I'm not talking about creating the normal way of seeing create your own reality. I want, I don't know, whatever you might want. A new car, new house, new girl, new boy, new job, new whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how is your life going to be around you. And as with always, the answer is love. You've probably heard many times, just open your heart, raise your vibration and open your heart. Okay, and I could say, oh yes, in the heart, and and say all sorts of things, but I know that in 3 days' time, that energy will have gone, because possibly nobody has told you how do you open your heart. What does it mean? I sit and meditate and visualize something getting bigger? What does it mean? Living with love and opening your heart is hard work. It's not a passive thing that you just, be happy and open your heart, okay? The world will mess with you if you do that. There has to be the male dynamic energy. It's hard work to live with unconditional love. It's probably the hardest work you could ever do and you will ever do. Why? What am I talking about? What does that mean? It first of all means that, and this is really hard, this is unconditional love, you have no opinions. This is good, this is bad, I like this, I don't like that. That's not love. That's not unconditional love. Because an opinion is based on a made-up story by the separate individual. And it's never true. And we know this, we just forget it. I'm sure that you know that if there is a car accident and the police interview everyone that's seen that car accident and say there's 4 people that have seen that car accident, there will be 4 different stories. We make it up. So whether you love Trump or hate Trump, it's the story you are making up about him. Whether you feel this about Chinese politics and Taiwan, Hong Kong, etc., that is your perception of how you are responding to somebody else's information. You've not even seen the car crash. And this is more true than ever before. You don't even know if the news, a book, a video is AI. Could be totally not true. And it's a basic truth is this. And it's shown to us by the I Ching. And it's shown to us by that symbol of the dark and the light. The dark is birthed in the light, and the light is birthed in the dark. So from where we are, there's only one thing we can do about what is going on in the world, and be in gentle acceptance, because actually you don't know. There's a beautiful Chinese story, and some of you will know this, and it's about a guy in a village somewhere in the countryside in China, and he has a horse and one son. The wife has died. He's just got a small area with one horse and a son. He goes to sleep one night, and in the morning he sees another horse has joined, has come from the countryside and is in the field with his horse. And a man comes from the village and says, "Oh, aren't you lucky? This is wonderful. You've now got 2 horses." And the man says, "I don't know whether it's good or bad. It just is." A week later, the son is training the new horse, and he falls off and breaks his leg. The man from the village comes and says, "Oh, this is awful. Your only son has broken his leg. He can't help you anymore. That's terrible." The man says, "I don't know. I don't know if it's good or if it's bad." A week later, the authorities come round to take all able-bodied men to join the army in a terrible war. But they don't take his son because he's broken his leg. The man comes from the village and says, "Oh, aren't you lucky that your son has broken his leg?" You get my point? And that's true with your life. And I don't know about you, but there'll be things that will happen, perhaps with family or with yourself, and you'll have opinion about it. And I know that every time I have an opinion about what's going on in my family, I am wrong. Okay? Unconditional love is quiet, but it's a warrior. It observes itself well, and it doesn't have a judgment or opinion. Try it. It's hard work, but that's love. That's what opening the heart means, opening your heart to everyone. Because actually, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, there's certain world events we could talk about, and we could discuss the good and the bad of it in every part of the world. But we actually don't know. That's unconditional love. And the hardest thing, and the most important thing, is to do it for yourself. Now, you probably, if you've not done one of my workshops, then you may, I don't know, you will know this to some extent. But if I'm doing an angelic Reiki workshop, I usually start by telling the group, we do not do healing. We don't. Because if we do a healing, we are affirming that where the person is not okay. What we do in angelic Reiki is connect through the angelic kingdom. We connect, simply allow a connection between the client and their higher self. What we're going to do in the meditation is I'm going to invite you to think of what you feel about you would like to improve. Yes, you're too fat, too thin, too tall, too what's it. You're angry about something, you regret something, you feel not good enough in some way. You feel you ought to do something better. You feel you shouldn't be jealous. There's something you feel ashamed of. And oh, I shouldn't be ashamed of that. Oh, and I feel really critical of this person. Oh, I shouldn't feel critical, etc., etc. Healing is a compassionate acceptance of what is. You have to treat yourself the same as you treat the world. And having compassionate acceptance brings peace. Otherwise, you're fighting yourself. So perhaps it comes up, oh, I feel, oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I was like that person. I wish I could see auras. I wish I could. Oh, I feel not good enough. I wish. Then you beat it. That is war. That is your war on you. So you worry about the war around the world, but you're not addressing the war that you're holding against yourself. So my message is, please don't improve. Just love what's there. And the beautiful mantra is, I am what I am, and that's okay. And I invite you to say that when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed at night. I am what I am, and that's okay. Which is counter the model of healing. The interesting thing is that the word healing does not mean to make somebody better. It means to accept oneness. It means to accept what is there. It means love. It's really interesting that also there's this thing about raising your vibration, which is very misunderstood. It doesn't mean get better. It doesn't mean shut down and deny your feelings of anger, your feelings of sadness, your feelings of jealousy, your feelings of not being good enough. It means have compassion for them. If you deny, if you are a bad parent to you, a really bad parent, and you make yourself wrong, then that will bring you exhaustion and depression and cancer. Take your pick. And the cure for all of those is unconditional love. Because that's by definition. Okay? It also brings forgiveness. Forgiveness for yourself. Forgiveness for whoever you might have thought has hurt you. But you can't forgive someone else until you totally accept yourself in love. Just a little addition to this, something that I realised this last week, and it's obvious really, but I hadn't kind of seen it for myself. So one of the extraterrestrial races that is the most evil and that has caused within this earth and within the galaxy and within creation, wars and pain. There's one particular race, and they're called the Greys. The Greys couldn't cope with their own emotions. They couldn't cope. They criticised themselves so much. They couldn't cope with the feelings of anger, the feelings of disappointment, the feelings of jealousy, the feelings of guilt. That hurt them so much, and they had no resources. They didn't understand love. They genetically engineered themselves to not feel emotions. They are now stuck with no way of understanding who they are and of no connection to the divine. We have to practice love. They can't. They're just grey. They just exist. And they try and live through us because they realize what's missing. And that is the greatest gift of being human, our emotions. Feel, accept, and love. Please allow your eyes to close. And invite you to feel your body. I mean, yes, we have got the idea that, yeah, perhaps angels or whatever are definitely more spiritual than your body. Not true. I can prove that mathematically in the Merkaba workshop. Unconditional love is the answer to everything. That's the Shambhala workshop. How to live like that. Your body is your vehicle for holding the divine that you are, the love that you are. And I invite you not to have the idea that the divine is something nice and special and spiritual and separate. It is divine consciousness. And that's what you're using, that you are right now. You are the expression of it. How do I know? Because another expression of it is life. And I think most of you are alive. If you're not alive, please lay down. You're expressing life. That's all you're here to do. And invite you to just sit with that, bask in it, be at peace. The angelic kingdom are not people are not sexy young guys. They are the patterning in its infinite variety of life, love, and creation. So you could visualize, imagine, have the idea that not only are you that, but you sit. All there is an eternal bath of divine expression of life. It's like if it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. And if it exists, it's been created. And there's only one creator. That is so simple and that is so profound. I invite you to go find me something that doesn't exist. And there's only one creator. Find me something you don't like. Life expressing itself in a way that you don't think's best. There's only one creator. I invite you to reflect. If you were to have the most incredible healing right now, what is it that you would want to change? Sorry, that's not going to happen. Because it's in service as an invitation to you for love. Healing is cruel. It's getting rid of your best invitation for love and acceptance. Invite you to think of can you think of something you did and you wish you hadn't? Can you think of some time you made a mistake and you feel embarrassed? Invite you to remember the mistake you made. And that's all, without judgment. Just lovingly remember the time you were jealous. Just lovingly remember the times you feel not good enough. Just lovingly remember you're not here. The good news is you are not here to improve. You're here to be in love. And this love is unconditional. The angelic matrix of light is present in love, unconditional love. The greatest love we can bring comes with the greatest acceptance and forgiveness. If you've just made a little mistake, then that's easy. That's easy to forgive and not criticise. But if you've done something really, or you feel in a way, you criticize yourself, you feel you're not good enough, that is the best invitation. The deepest invitation to the greatest compassion and love. The chaos of the world is the biggest invitation for love you're ever going to have. It demands we're without judgment, opinion, and if we are in the moment now, there is no story. It's all a story. A beautiful promise you could make to yourself is, I'm not going to tell any more stories. The story about me, the story about this world event, that world event. Just let go of the story, because you don't know anyway. How could you? Allow destruction. Welcome endings. Bless chaos. That way of being is angelic. It's the light of Raphael, the grace of Gabriel, and the wisdom of Michael. They're not people. They're not separate angelic things. They are the process of love. And I invite you to say for yourself, I am what I am, and that's enough. I am what I am, and that's okay. I am what I am, and I love. So if you'd like to open your eyes, just going through the pages so I can see everybody. Thank you everyone for being there. Thank you. Go love. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Christine. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Lovely to see you with all the floating hearts.